Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, loyal viewers. I'm Kerry, the nosy housefrau, and today we're unpacking more of the Tati drama because you guys asked for it overwhelmingly. So people who don't want to hear this, I'm really sorry. I promise I'm working on a raccoon video for Miss T's channel. I need like another day on that. This is huge. This is a huge topic. And before I get into that, I have to draw your attention. Willa, you gonna make your appearance? Sorry. Willa Beans in the background. Okay, there's this channel that absolutely needs to be drummed off of YouTube. His name is Michael. Yeah, I didn't write it down. I don't know why I'm looking for it there. I'll link it below because I just refer to him as Asshat. He puts up these titles that are just complete fabrication. Complete fabrication. And he doesn't care. Today I've been getting more and more DMs because I'm uploading more and I'm more in the thick of the drama, right? So I got one that said that there was a comment from somebody I didn't know. It said the Good Americans. And it said Shane Dawson had been hurt and taken to the hospital. There was a fall. Her friend worked for TMZ and is a fact checker, and they were just waiting for a source to confirm it. And I'm like, this right away seems kind of fishy to me. So I post just her comment, not the whole long diatribe, but just a comment that says that Shane Dawson was taken to the hospital or something. And I said, I hope this isn't true, you know? And right away, then after that, I went and looked on and it turns out the link goes to the channel of this guy. And right after that, he has a video up, live footage, Shane taken to the hospital. He's insane. Of course, there's no such footage. And do you know what I think? Because this person is so conniving, I think they probably made up those comments on the previous video. The Good Americans is probably a sock account of theirs, and they made it up so they could make that other video, because don't put it past him. Look at his titles. He literally just makes stuff up. And doesn't say, you know, that it's not true. In his video, he just doesn't even address the title. Like, the video has nothing to do with the title. This is a direct violation of terms of service. And you can't just post things like, Shane is getting sued. Trisha Paytas is no longer friends with Shane, and he's got a picture of her crying. Rylan breaks up with Shane. Like, just whatever comes to his mind to get him a click. Now, I know a lot of people who use clickbait, and there's nothing really wrong with that. As long as you're not flat out lying and misleading people about what the video is about. You could see the comments for yourself. People are livid. So I clicked on, reported it, and clicked off. And I said on Twitter, I'm not going to leave this tweet up because I don't want people to worry. I think this is BS. And look how he shamelessly tries to grow his channel off of those lies. I'm kind of afraid of him, actually. I don't know what will happen after I post this. He's out there. And he calls them the Diva Squad, his followers. Sorry, if you follow this guy, you're on the dipshit squad. He needs to go. And I don't know, he might be one of those channels who really just enjoys any attention at all, so this will be the only time I even mention him. I just want to give my viewers a warning and a heads up that if you see outrageous titles and it's attached to that name, you know that the title is false. And you don't even have to give him a click. That's my advice. Okay, so I did take some notes about some things that occurred to me about Tati. One when I first woke up and some throughout the day. Pretty soon I'm going to change the channel in my brain because this is too much. I wonder who is going to speak up next. I have a feeling it will be Shane, since he had only a little bit of a meltdown on Instagram. That's been his only response. So maybe he's writing out a response. I don't know. But one of the things that came up, oh, by the way, it was funny. I saw a little clip of Trisha Paytas saying that she doesn't condone what Shane did. She still loves him, but she doesn't condone what he did, which I think is really nice since she did a lot of the same stuff. Whatever. So, yeah, she goes off on Tati. Tati said Jeffree was telling her that James was more and more out of control. This contradicts something else she said. Some things don't occur to me till I, digest them for a while. And I was thinking, she said that she saw that Jeffree was problematic. She saw that he was, what did she say? He would, make some progress and then have a setback. But she wanted to be a positive influence in her life. So my codependency bells are going off. Somebody trying to fix somebody again. But she wanted to be a positive influence in his life and fix him. So she knew he had problems. Now think about this. Her friendship with James was tight already. And if they already had that tight friendship, why is she believing Jeffree, who she claims to already have known was problematic? So she's not only going by hearsay, she's going by hearsay from someone that she all but says she knows has no credibility. So she's saying that when she said she knew he was problematic and he would have these issues. So she knew he was kind of a drama person. She knew he would, be the way he is and be flaky. And yet when he starts whispering in her ear about James Charles, she gives that credence. That makes no sense to me. The other thing was, I've seen a whole bunch of stuff about the Morphe thing, which I did deliberately leave out of my video yesterday because of the fact that it is alleged, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to word what I wanted to say about that. I needed to deliberate a little longer. But when she says that, that she had heard allegedly that Jeffree was invested in Morphe, that bothered me because, and I probably am going to pick on her a little bit today. Again, I have no sides, and I'm going to link Rich Lux's video below because I'm laughing just thinking about it, where he was just like, they're all shaded the house, and he goes down the list and then he starts going off about receipts, and it was just, the rant got funnier and funnier to me when he's just like, at this point just make up a receipt, like nobody's got receipts and they're never going to use their receipts. And I was laughing so hard, and it occurred to me that maybe they wouldn't use receipts because then they'd lose leverage. But anyway, Tati says that she hears allegedly that Jeffree's involved with Morphe, and this I guess gives credence to the notion that he would be a direct competitor of hers if they came out with this line that's like hers. But the problem is, excuse me, my coffee and the bell jar that I'm caught in. The problem is that she said that it's alleged, and she heard from someone else it's alleged that he's done this, and that's a common rumor that has gone around for a while. So I feel that given the size of her platform, given that she's coming for these people, she doesn't need to include anything that's a rumor. She needs to only include facts. Now, if you take another drama channel like myself or somebody else and we say, this is what I heard, I don't know if it's true, this is alleged, we're letting our viewers decide for themselves if they think it's true. But we are not in the same situation that she's in. I think it's a little more serious when you are reaching millions and millions of people. Last I checked, her video had over 6 million views. And you're definitely trying to exonerate yourself and trying to make that person look bad. You are not any degree of separation away from the drama, so you really need to bring the facts. And I think that if it wasn't something factual, she could have left it out or at least put the disclaimer, I don't know if it's true, you guys take that with a grain of salt, but I don't really think she should have mentioned it at all. And here's the other thing. Everybody is so concerned with whether or not Jeffree is invested in Morphe. Does this matter? We already know that he's what you call in bed with that company. I can tell you, before he bought his compound, that mansion that he lives in like the Calabasas area, they bought one themselves. The sister and brother that started Morphe, that are very close with Jaclyn Hill, they bought one. So, and we know he's got contracts with them because of his products, and it could be that he has the control over what to pull from the stores just as much as they do, depending on the kind of contract they have. And since I believe wholeheartedly that he is no longer friends with Shane Dawson, I think that friendship is fractured. Since that is probably the case, he could be the one who pulled Shane's merchandise out of the stores, out of his own will and his own contract and ability to do that. Beyond that, I don't know why anybody cares. He could be involved with Disney, Morphe, Mac, LaRock. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, he still lives the way he lives. And admit it, when he bought that house, everyone was like, how much money is in makeup? You bought a $20 million house? I mean, I know you did well, but... By the way, I predict he will sell that house within 5 years. That always happens when people get a ton of money. They buy a castle because they need to reach that summit of achievement. And then I think the novelty wears off, and a few years down the road, they're like, I do not need a castle. Could happen, but I mean, I'm no Aphrodite, but you know, I got something to show for the crow's feet. And it turns out, according to Insider, Morphe Cosmetics says Jeffree Star is not a company owner or an investor after Tati Wesbrook supported the theory in an explosive video. That was so explosive. Well, now we know. It's confirmed. That really changes so much in our lives. Okay, Willa and I took a little break, went down to the kitchen, and now we're back. We're going to talk about Tati's charity. Remember the Spirit Awakening charity she mentioned? I went to the website because when I first heard it, I thought, oh, that sounds like one of those things where they help teens to make marching Christian soldiers. And I went to the website and I didn't see anything about it, and I didn't do any more digging. But somebody else did. And I'm sorry, you probably hear cat cleaning and fireworks. The fireworks have been there every night, but we'll just say it's for Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. Thank you, Michelle Anu, who gave me this receipt from somebody on Reddit who did some digging into spiritual awakening and Tati's spiritual advisor. And I do have to tell you that this part I'm about to read is alleged. That was legal advice that I was given by my lawyer that I talked to a lot. You don't know her. Her name's Willa. Willa Speckbohnen. Okay, here's an excerpt, and the only part I think I can read safely. The rest will be linked below. But it says, I've been doing a deep dive into the organization Tati mentioned in her video, Spirit Awakening Foundation, and uncovered some not good stuff. I thought it was weird how the SAF was all about spirituality, but never talked about what that means. I originally thought it was a group that saved troubled kids or something. It's a bit darker than that. Okay, so that suggests that maybe some of the people she's associated with have something going on. That is no attack on Tati herself, of course. It's just something that people might want to look at to see what she may have gotten involved in. Another thing Tati said that was resonating with me today was that she said she was too frail, her mind and body couldn't sustain a pregnancy. And I thought that was kind of weird. How do you know that? How do you know you're too frail to have a baby? Women have gotten pregnant and had babies under extreme circumstances. The body is resilient, and when you're pregnant, your body gives the baby everything it needs. You'd be surprised. I don't understand why she would say that, because it's something she's wanted for a long time. So then my other question is, did you not come out of it in December and then try again? It begs the question, has she been this distraught the whole time? Has she been this broken even with her friend James by her side? Obviously, that's such a personal thing, and I'm not crisis shaming by any means. It's just that for her to say that she doesn't feel equipped to do that, it could mean that that is in her mind and not a medical fact. The next thing I want to talk about is jealousy. The jealousy card gets played a lot, and it's really easy to do when you're talking about somebody who has a problem with somebody who has it very well, who has a lot of success. People often go to the case of jealousy. Now, Tati believes that there's jealousy from Jeffree and Shane, and maybe she's right. But I remember it was a year ago or so, maybe 2 years, 2018, Jeffree was in a hot air balloon with James, and James was already very successful, and Jeffree adored him. He put him into his videos. He made, did makeup videos with him, went in the hot air balloon. It didn't seem to me that he was just being jealous, and he's done that before with other successful people. So is that his thing, to make an alliance with these people and not like them? If that were the case, why would he put him on his platform and give him so much more fame? You could say Jeffree is largely responsible for helping James on the way up. Why would he do that if all he wanted to do was squelch down the competition? I never really got that feeling, and it could be the case. It could be there was something else, but I don't see that Jeffree or Shane were suffering. Certainly they were in a position to think there was enough sun for everyone, because every time they uploaded, they got millions and millions of views. So why would they be jealous? Why would Jeffree be jealous when his empire is growing as well? And just because they splintered off doesn't mean that it was about James's success. We don't really know why. And my final thought, something that I was thinking about today was that when Tati was upset with James, I kind of wrote this in my comments yesterday because it was occurring to me afterwards that I had missed making that point. But when she was upset with James, she made him sound like somebody you should be afraid of. And now that she's coming for Jeffree, she makes him sound like the devil, somebody you should be afraid of. She doesn't say why she left her house in fear, and I was kind of curious about the reasons for that. But she said she made a bunch of bulk videos and left town. Like she was like the Von Trapps, maybe. Like she had like the car engine off and she was pushing it down a hill in LA so she could get out of there, get over the hills of Austria to freedom. I've watched a lot of Sound of Music. So I was just kind of wondering what was the reason for that. And she said that Jeffree had so much stuff that he could bring down the whole community. Doesn't that sound a little extreme? What does he have dirt on everybody? He's no longer credible, so who cares? But it's just weird to me. Again, here she is believing him when she knows he exaggerates, speaks with a little hyperbole, and she's like, he's got dirt on everyone. Like, you just picture him there with a big Rolodex, and he's got, information on people. How much stuff could he have? How many people did he really know? He says he kept to himself, so he's got, dirt on everybody? I don't think so. And at this point, even if he did, it probably would be taken with a grain of salt. What did somebody do that's so horrible? It would be just gossipy. Now she did say that anybody who comes forward we should like kind of forgive them so that his holding people hostage won't work. And I was listening to Nick Snider's video on this where he talked about that. And he said, him having receipts and stuff, and he was talking about that, and all of a sudden it clicked in my head. She said that because she's protecting somebody preemptively. Could be JC, right? It makes sense that it's James Charles. She's saying, he's so terrible that whatever you find out about people, you should not be mad at them. You should forgive them automatically, to not let him have that power. And I'm like, at first I just took that, at face value, and then I thought, oh my gosh. And I'm going to link that video below, but yeah, she was protecting someone. She's saying that, I think, preemptively. And that was the first sign that maybe there is some manipulation in that video. I don't know. But, I'm with everybody else who says none of these people are blameless and none of this is being handled very well. And hopefully everybody goes their separate ways and has their separate careers. And we should focus on other things. But let me know what you think down in the comments down below. If you've listened this far, I so appreciate you. Thank you very much. And I will, of course, be hawking all of my stuff down below. My Teespring, my P.O. Box, my Patreon. And I want to thank everyone again. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and let me know if I didn't cover something else. I really wonder who's going to speak up next. I think it will probably be Shane. Until next time, Hausfrau out.